everyone, this is my second video talking about slope. So in the last video I defined slope and talked about the definitions, and then I worked through these first three problems, and we practiced finding their slope. So let's do 4 more problems and practice finding the slope of these lines as well. So again, I strongly encourage you, before you do any math, look at the lines and say, are they going uphill or downhill as you move from left to right? And that's going to tell you whether the slope is positive or negative. So pause this video and see if you can figure out which of these slopes are positive and which are negative. Okay, so this is positive because you're going uphill, negative, negative, and positive. If that's what you said, then give yourself a pat on the back. So let's go through these 4 problems and find the slope. Again, remember the definition of slope that I'm using is the change in y over the change in x. You can find delta y first, you can find delta x first, doesn't matter as long as you build your slope correctly. Okay, so in this case, let's say I want to go over first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that means my change in x is 6 units. Again, I'm using green because it's positive. Okay, then I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So my change in y is positive 5. When I put that information together, I get a slope of positive 5 over positive 6. So last video, I did the same thing. I did it both ways. So let's say I had started at this other point. I had started at the second point and moved to the left 4 units so that I got a delta x of negative 6. And then I moved down 5 units, so that gave me a delta y of negative 5. Would that still give us the same slope? Well, let's see. If I have delta y over delta x of negative 5 over negative 6, yep, the negatives cancel out, and I still get the same slope. So again, it doesn't matter where you start and where you end. When you're finding your slope, you're still going to get the same ratio. Let's do this next problem here. Okay, this time, I'm just going to find my delta y first. Again, it doesn't matter as long as you build it correctly. So if I start here, that gives me a delta y of negative 2. And then if I go right, that gives me a delta x of positive 3. So let's build this. We have delta y over delta x. That's negative 2 over 3, or negative 2/3. Okay, let's say we had thought about it the other way. What if we had decided that we wanted to start from the second point over here, and we wanted to go up 2 units, which would give us a positive y value. And let's say we had wanted to go, then we'd have to go left, and that would give us a delta x of negative 3. Do we still get the same slope? Well, let's see. Our delta y would be positive 2. Our delta x would be negative 3. Yep, same exact value. We get negative 2/3 both ways. Let's do these last 2 examples. So from here, I'm going to go down 2 units. So that means that my delta x, no, just kidding, delta y, sorry. My delta y is negative 2. And then I need to go right 2 units. So that means that my delta x is positive 2. So let's put that together. So again, we always put our y over x. So we have negative 2 over positive 2. That reduces to negative 1. What if we had done it the other way? What if we had gone up 2 units so that our delta y was positive 2, and we had gone left 2 units so that our delta x was negative 2? Would that give us the same slope? Well, let's see. That gives us 2 over negative 2, and that still reduces to negative 1. So again, you can think about it both ways, or just pick one way if thinking about it 2 different ways confuses you. Let's do the last problem. Okay, so this time I'm going to use find delta x first. Again, it doesn't matter as long as you put it in the right spot. So if I go this way, I get a delta x of positive 4. And then if I go up, it looks like I get a delta y of positive 5. Okay? When I build my slope, the change in y over the change in x, that gives me 5 over 4. If I had gone the other way, if I had started at this point and gone to the left 4 units, and then I had gone down 4 units, what would that give us? Would that still give us the same slope? Well, let's see. That would be a negative 5 over negative 4. Well, the negatives cancel out, and we still end up with the exact same slope. So make sure you do enough practice of these problems so that you're very comfortable finding the slope of a line. And watch my other videos to find out how to find the slope of a vertical or a horizontal line.